Today's webinar is to show you how to build Jira Workflows. It's one of the most essential Jira features. And introducing myself and the company, first of all, we are, as a company, we are InfoDesign, Atlasian solution partner for Poland and Europe, and we do Jira implementations for the last 12 years. Currently, we support multiple customers worldwide and sharing our knowledge on different webinars, so please check it out if you need some knowledge about Atlassian implementations. I have a few words about myself. First, my name is Robert Gido, and I have more than 20 years professional IT experience, currently in the role of CEO and founder of InfoDesign and Course of Labs. Course of Labs, the logo you can see on left, is our brand for Atlasian apps we deliver on Marketplace. For the last 2 years, I'm certified Master Atlasian and working with Jira for many years, like 13 years now, and hundreds of implementations done by myself and my team. So today, I would like to go with you through some workflow features in Jira. So coming up. First of all, what is the agenda of this webinar? First, I will introduce what is the workflow, how to use it, where it's coming from, and what are the differences between on-premise and cloud versions. Then we go to live demos. It will be 2 parts of the demo. First is a basic fundamentals stuff like workflows for software support and business processes, basic workflow operations, editing, publishing, importing, exporting workflows. Then go a little through workflow behaviors, steps and transitions. And I'll show you what is the simplified workflow and how to empower workflow with external apps. I will do that on my own instance and server, but most of the things are also valid for a cloud and data center. The second part of the demo is advanced features. So I will talk about conditions, validators, post functions, events, transition and step properties, and as some stuff automations and apps. At the end, we'll have some Q&A session. If you have any further questions to ask, I will be happy to answer it if I can. First of all, if you would like to ask a question, you can ask it anytime, but by clicking Q&A option at the bottom of your screen and type a question, I will respond to it at the end of this webinar. So let's go. First of all, what is the Jira Workflow? Jira Workflow first is set of statuses and transitions that issue goes through during this work, during its lifetime. It's changing from to do to in progress to done, and changing status and doing a business rules when you go through workflow. But first, I want to ask you a question about your hosting and your role, just to be a little more familiar with your background and your needs. So can you please tell me what is your role as an administrator or user or other role, or what hosting option you use? Okay, 90 seconds to have it. Okay, a few more people's joined already. Now, we have as first question for first poll to fill out what is your role and what Jira instance you are using daily. If you use more than one Jira instance, you can select more than one option. For example, cloud and server. If you don't know what option you use, if your instance address is something.atlasian.net, is cloud, otherwise is server or data center. Okay, 5 more seconds. And we have a result now. So what are the results? I will show it. Thank you. So what is connection between Atlassian and open source movement? First of all, Atlassian did not create Jira Workflows from scratch. Jira Workflows were taken from a well-known framework on open source market is called Open Symphony. Open Symphony and a part of it, Open Symphony Workflow, is currently part of Jira, and it has been customized to meet Jira requirements, and we know it as a Jira Workflows. So there is a lot of documentation if you read on Open Symphony to how to deal with workflows with more advanced features. Some of the features are undocumented. I will show you how to use it. So the project of Open Symphony has been shut down in 2007. So Atlassian is developing this workflow engine continuously for Jira purposes, but it's not open source supported anymore. Okay, and what are the differences between cloud and server, or cloud versus on-premise? Because server and data center are more or less the same from the architecture perspective. First of all, cloud has two different project types. We have classic project and next generation project. For classic project, cloud is very similar to on-premise version. It's not the same, but it's very similar. And for next generation project, there is no way to edit workflows, but we know that it's coming soon, and there's a request on Atlassian backlog, and they have some option to roll it out very soon, but I don't know when. For cloud, you have more features out of the box because there is well-known plugin called Jira Suite Utilities or Suite Utilities for Jira that is built in every single cloud instance. So you have more workflow behaviors out of the box in cloud. But if you're going from cloud to on-premise and you are using this built-in JSU features, you will be required to manually update your workflows in most cases because it's not compatible between server and the cloud. If you are running server or data center, you don't have next generation projects, so there is no issue with not having editable workflows. Every single workflow can be edited. And at the beginning, out of the box, you have much less workflow behaviors because you don't have the JSU features built in. You can purchase it or download it free according to, depending on vendor decision from marketplace, and selection of paid or free apps for on-premise instances is much bigger than for cloud instances. So you can highly customize on-premise instance, while cloud instance are not so well done in a customization way. So we will have three use cases for different purposes to show you different stuff. First of all, we will use Simplified Workflow for software team. Then for the business process, I will show you the example of recruitment process as a business workflow, and very typical request workflow for service desk related elements in Jira Workflows. So now I will go to a live demo. We'll show you how it works. And if you have any questions, please ask it on the Q&A tab. So give me a second. Okay, I hope you can see my screen. Can you confirm you can see my web browser? Okay, thank you. So let's start up and I will go through that. Is Jira server? I will go then on cloud. What is the difference between server and on cloud? And first of all, we have this Jira already set up. It's very basic setup. There is no customizations, and only thing we have here is just after the first group of this webinar. So, because we have two groups, first one for EMEA and second one for North and Latin America. Go to first type of workflow. It's called Simplified Workflow. Simplified Workflow is a workflow that has, I will create new one, maybe I create new project with sample data for Scrum software development. I call it Scrum. Why we're creating new one? Just to start from scratch. First, we will have at the beginning, when we're using Wizard creating Scrum or Kanban project, we are using simplified workflows. Those simplified workflows are very easy to use and very easy to manage, but they have some assumptions we have to be aware of. First, the statuses here are not restricted. You can move from every single status to every other single status. You can easily add new statuses and you can easily put them to Jira board, but it just designed for small teams. Small teams when you have trust between team members. If it doesn't work very well, if you have large teams, if you are a corporation, or you are want to enforce some behaviors from users. Because, let's start it, this simplified workflow use only few statuses and allowing every single transition. If we will go to any issue, you are Jira administrator, so I think I can go to it directly. You have a few statuses. In this case, it will be to do, in progress, and done. And changing statuses to any status is allowed from every other status. So you can go from to do to in progress, you can go from to do to done, from done to in progress, or from done to do, etc. So you can do anything, and no validations is done here. So let me check how it works. If we have active sprints, we can easily move your issue from one status to another one. It's designed just for boards. You will be not asked for anything. You can just move it. But if you make a mistake, you can go back without any restrictions. It's very useful for small teams, but in the large teams, it can make some mess if you have not restricted workflows and everybody can do anything. It's very, very good if you have a small, very trustful team. And of course, there is some extra rules like going to with subtask. If all the subtasks are done, you will be asked if update parent issue should be done. If you would like to do that, it will be just move to the last status, to the last column. But it's not the part of workflow. It's part of Jira board features. So we updated that. Why to use simplified workflows? Because it's very easy to configure. If you are not very experienced Jira administrators, you have a small team, you can simply add new column, for example, ready for development, click it, and you have change order, you have your workflow done. And when you go back, it will be automatically reflected. You have ready for development status, and you can use it. Now, if you go to any issue, you will see that ready for development status has been added to your workflow automatically. Oh, you can add as many statuses as you want. And if you would like one more tip, if you would like to add some status without adding column, you can click Add Status. Let's say cancelled. Click and add it to existing column with setting resolution if you want to. So you have 5 statuses and 4 columns. You can easily move and decide cancel or done, cancel or done. It's very, very easy, but it's not useful when you are using in the bigger teams. Like if you just click in progress, it's just in progress. If you click to do, it's just to do. There is very, it requires some attention because you will do some changes. And if you have any business rules that prevent you from moving back to previous status, you will be in trouble. So use it only when you have a small teams and very trust in the team is very high. For most of processes, we will use typical workflows. Typical workflows are not so easy and have some business rules. I will do that for recruitment project, and we have some sample task. Click it, and we have already developed workflow. That is a little more complex, and you have some business logic with it. It's recruitment workflow. This is our name. Let me. Okay, I have some questions, so I'm trying to read it. So we have applications, then go to screening, interview, debriefing, offer, discussion, and accepted. We can reject it anytime before it's accepted. So the workflow is very simple, and I will show you how to use advanced feature workflow on this example. So how to do that? We have screening button. Click screening. We have interviewing. Click interviewing. We have screen. We can confirm it. Click interview. We have debrief and offered. Offer accepted, and it's done. Nothing else is possible. And first of all, what we can do now. Go to the workflows and compare it with cloud. First, I have 2 applications installed here on Jira, but they are already disabled. Those applications are Script Runner from Adaptavest and Workflow Powerbox from us from Course of Labs. It's some exemplary applications, highly recommended if you are using advanced workflow features, but not necessary to attend it. Okay, we will go to issue. And now let's go to recruitment workflow. This workflow is like here. We have screening, interviewing, debriefing, and so on, all the transitions. When we go to any transition, we can say properties, triggers, conditions, validator, and post functions. What are there? First, triggers. In this webinar, I will not cover triggers. It's connected to Bitbucket or Fisheye integration. If you have Bitbucket or Fisheye integrated with Jira, you can automatically trigger transition, for example, on code review and so on, or creating a pull request. It's for developers only. It's programmatic features for developers that are integrating applications. We will use conditions first. Conditions are just checks used to verify if user is permitted to execute some transition. Here we can check it we have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 different conditions we can have. Let's compare it with cloud. I will go to workflows in my Jira and have a similar workflow. Here, and let's try it on cloud. It's cloud version. On cloud, you can see much more. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 is 6 more. There is more conditions because we have JSU installed here by default by Atlassian. You don't have it in cloud, in server. How to deal with it on server? First, you can enable some extra add-on. I will do that. Let me enable one of the add-ons. It can be downloaded from Marketplace. You can do that searching, for example, for Workflow Powerbox. Yeah, it's installed already. Click install and it can be installed. If you don't have access to internet, you can upload your app from your computer, download it from Marketplace. Let me enable my Workflow Powerbox instance as enable. And let's make it enough. Okay, when I refresh the screen, we can see that the number of conditions is bigger. All these red colored conditions are coming from Workflow Powerbox. It's easy to find what is there. So you have more options to be selected. What are the conditions? First, what we can do with conditions. First, we can restrict transition to some users. For example, user should be in Jira administrators group. And another one condition, user should be a reporter, can do that. But please read this important information. There's all of the following conditions should be met to allow the transition. In this case, it's allow only reporter. An additional condition is the reporter should be in Jira administrators group. So it's very hard to meet in regular life. We can update to any. So any single reporter, everybody who reported the issue, the specific issue, and additionally, Jira administrators, even if they are not reporters, can meet, can execute this transition. Any or use any. We can, of course, have some grouping conditions. If you want to, we can click Add Reporter, well, grouping condition or assignee. For example, like this. We have 2 different groups, and any of this group plus any of those, this or this, should be met. Of course, you can change it according to your business needs to do that. Is connected to users. Let's remove one of them. It can be also connected to issues. It don't have to be user. It can be issue attributes, like let's say universal issue field value condition. For example, we have priority should be highest. Okay, that's mean we have condition related to issue attribute, not to user attribute. You can mix them. You can build advanced logic with conditions. What will be the effect if the condition is not met? I will simplify it a little. We'll remove this one, and use another one condition for the user. Currently using user-based condition is the same stuff. So current user should be assignee. current user is assignee and priority is highest. All of them should be met to go through this transition. I will save it. Now, let's go to our last issue, hire number 10. It's called accepted, create new one. Okay, I'm added new issue. I don't see a transition buttons here. Why? Because I'm not assignee. I will assign to me. I still cannot say it. What to do? There is two conditions. Second one is on priority. So I added the priority highest one. And now I can see screening. So conditions will block your access to buttons. It will also block access on Scrum boards or Kanban boards. It will not be, you will not be able to check to execute the transition. You will not even see that. So if the conditions are not met, then we can click it. That's fine. We clicked it. We move to another one status. So it's conditions. Let me go back here, and we have conditions simply. In this case, a question. Local administrator is a person. It's just account created for this webinar. Is a question. So it's my account is local administrator. Okay. Then I will show you the one more thing. First, who can edit workflows? As important thing. First one, workflow can be edited, but every single Jira administrator. So if you are a Jira administrator, you can edit any single workflow by clicking issues, then go to workflows. In addition to that, you can delegate workflow additions to your users, specifically to project administrators. If you are in the role of project administrator for the specific project, you can edit workflows with some restrictions. First of all, you have to have permissions to edit workflows. Those permissions can be granted by extended project administration feature that is enabled in this case. If this feature is enabled, people listed here in project administrators are able to edit workflows, but not all the workflows. Which workflow can be edited by project administrators? Only workflows that are not shared between different projects. So if it's used only by one project, it can be edited by Jira project administrator. Otherwise, if you have shared workflow that is used across multiple projects, you cannot edit these workflows. You not being Jira administrator, because Jira admin has no limits here. Also, project administrators can add transitions, but cannot add new statuses. Only Jira administrators can add new statuses. So there are some restrictions who can edit workflows. Okay, going back to our next transition. What is the next? We have validators. Validator is something similar to condition, but validator are not executed when you see the issue and you don't see the button if it's not met. Validators are checked when you try to confirm transition. So let's do that. Just from out of the box, Jira has only one validator. It's permission validator. This one is obsolete. We don't use it. but I installed the Workflow Powerbox plugin that is give me some extra features. For example, we have bulk check fields required. So I will add it like a description should be there. Where I can put a comment, place, enter. Let's enter description before proceeding. Click required field description. I will publish the workflow. Don't forget to publish it because it will not be visible. The changes are not reflected, not impacting users until you click publish workflow. When publishing, you can save your backup with the previous version, but currently I don't have to. I click no without saving backup. Okay, now click interviewing. Our description is empty. Click confirm. Oh, it's not this one, transition. Create new issue. Sorry, my mistake. Check for description without any description. I cannot see it. Click assign to me. Still cannot see it. Go to highest. Click cancel screening. Okay, go. Interviewing. Okay, next. Debrief. Oh, here is screen is not present on transition. Please enter description and workflow error. It looks very scary to users. Workflow error, or you please contact administrators, do anything, what to do with it. If you are using validators, please always use a transition screen. So go to workflow and click. If you have validators, always use a transition screen. Click edit and put a screen. I created myself screen called empty. Screen empty don't have any field on it, but Jira itself will add comment field to every single screen except for create screen. Click, don't save it. And now we can see debrief. Okay, there is a comment screen, empty screen. Comment is added by Jira. Click debrief. Okay. We have information. Please enter the description before proceeding. The field is required, but is not present on the screen. So we can click cancel, edit description. And save it. Then check validator, click, and it's done. Validators are executed when you click the button and confirm it. It's very useful if you want to communicate with users without having too many questions from users. So if you hide the button, user can be in panic. What to do? I cannot see my button, and I don't know what to click. But validator gives you a chance to show the reason why user cannot proceed with some transition. Like you should be assignee. So what we will do next is to convert condition to validator. It's not so easy in standard way, so I will use the plugin to do that. Here we have 3 conditions and 1 validator. Click 3 conditions. I will take them, treat them as a validator. So it's in the validators, you cannot say this one or remove this. You will not be able to do this one or any and so on. You cannot build the tree. What to do with it? We have this plugin, Workflow Powerbox, give you some extra features like a scripts, post function templates, validator, and condition templates. I will use validator templates to create a template that extend features. So try to do that. So we have reporter or assignee. Click create new template. My complex validator. Can execute it. Okay. Only. Okay, what we do, I have my complex validator, adding new validator. First, what I would like to do, I would like to see this plugin is Workflow Power Box. It will be shown later on. Here I will try to see, there is an option, run condition as validator. It's very specific to this add-on. It's only for on-premise installation. It doesn't exist in cloud. This validator allow me to use any condition and treat it as a validator. So run condition as validator, only assignee condition. Okay. Enter comment here. We have and or, go back here. We have any, assignee or reporter. Assignee or reporter. Okay, click one more, run condition as validator. Click on the reporter condition. It's any. Okay. And it will be user with administer project permission. So here we can, in the reporter or assignee, checking reporter. For reporter, I can add in group and permission validator administer project. And here all. You can see this is validator template. Any from assignee and reporter and administer project. Here is a different order, but very same stuff. We can have it. So I will remove the conditions. Okay, and this one, and that one. Remove them, the conditions, and add validator. How to add this validator? We have a template, so we use run validator template and select template you want to execute. We have this validator already in place. So publish it. It's for screening. Okay, what is the status? We have to create new issue. Okay. First one is go to highest priority assigned to me and go to screening. And now when click interviewing, it will be checking this validator. For this validators, we have template, and templates are showing it's associated to workflow and transition. So we have to edit it and check what's going on. So just for reminder, any assignee or reporter. Okay, and I will be reporter because I am reporter of the issue. Okay, I will remove assignment from myself and I will add something to have it all, just to don't forget to publish draft in this validator template. Is a feature of this add-on. It's similar to workflow. Okay, we have it. Click interviewing, click, and you have information. It's very informative to users. So using validator in most cases, in some cases, can be more beneficial than using conditions, because conditions hide buttons and user can be in trouble what to do. So using validator is fine. I'm just check it, update it. I don't want to edit it. or just click assign to me. It will be fine. Interviewing. Got it. It's done. It's validators. Please note that validator templates are not a Jira feature itself, is an add-on. Of course, you can do it with different add-ons, so like a script runner also can do that, but you need coding skills to use script runner. Okay, next one elements is to use a post functions. What are the post functions? Post functions are automated actions executed by Jira on transition. For example, here at the end, we will add automatic resolution. Click post functions and click. A lot of them, but most of them is coming from Workflow Power Boxes, the red ones. But now we will use the standard feature, update issue field like a resolution as done. Click it. Resolution will be set to done when we click offer accepted. Okay, let's test it. What does it mean? It means that without your interventions, workflow will be updated automatically, or fields will be updated automatically by Jira when executing post functions. Some post functions, the five post function and 3 on transition, on create transition issue, on issue create transition are not editable because they are Jira workflows, Jira internal stuff. You cannot edit it. For the last one, you can edit the event. Okay, click publish, save it. Now let's go further. Click debrief. Okay, description is necessary, is validator. Description. Okay, try again. Debrief, offered, and it's unresolved, as you can see. We don't put any resolution and click offer accepted. And resolution is automatically changed to done because Jira did a post function. Post function allows you to do that automatically without any user intervention. So there are post functions. Post functions are not conditional, but we can do that if you would like to have a conditional post function. There is some tricky feature, I know it, but I will show you how to do the conditional post function. For example, when you reject it from screening, you can use some conditional stuff. Please go to post function. I will add new elements. There is condition-based post function. Let's try it. Click. When we have only assignee, then update issue field. A resolution goes to decline. So if this condition is met or not met, it's up to you. We are updating the field. So click it. If transition meets condition, then resolution is set. Okay, from screening to rejected, let's test it, how it works. First of all, we go to new issue, new reject. Okay, click it, and we have applications. Okay, assign it. Click screening, and I will click reject. As I am currently assignee, the field will be updated. Click reject, is declined. But let's try it again with a different scenario. We have it highest priority, assign to seat. And now I will deassign it from myself. I'm sorry. Deassign it. It's not assigned to me. Click reject. And in this case, this field should not be updated because condition is not met. Click reject. You can see it's not updated. It's very useful if you have some more advanced logic and you would like to update conditional actions. It's also possible with some add-ons, not in standard in Jira. So you can see the power of Jira extending. You can extend Jira in very, very different ways. So if you need some workflow updates, you can do that. Okay, we go further. We have some few minutes left, and I would like to show you something more. Is currently go to Jira Workflow again, and now let's see that those rejects, this reject and those rejects are different transitions. So you can see there is 5 post functions, and in here for this one statuses, for this one status is 6 post functions. It's not recommended way. If you would like to reuse transition, you can do that. I will delete this transition, and you can do that by going drag and drop and reusing transition. Okay, different rejects. Which one is what? I don't know which one is what. So remove all of them. I can guess, but I don't want to guess. Okay, delete transition, and we can have it as a reuse reject transition. So now you can see this transition will be reused by multiple workflows, statuses. So it's very easy to limit your work if you reuse transition. It's the same one, but used multiple times. There's also an option to add some, there's a challenge for you, okay? Some small game. We can have a transition from any status to itself. We'll call it some extra transition. Okay, it will be visible in the side of the workflow, and I will publish it. Okay, how it works. We are here, and we have some extra transition doing nothing. In this case, why we sometimes we use this kind of transitions to apply some post functions. If you would like to execute something on edit, and you don't want edit, that doesn't allow you to run a post functions. And if you would like to apply some post functions on edit, you can have extra transition that will replace edit button, a little different place, but similar work, and it's something like advanced editing. So it's very good, Bernard. We have this transition is called global transition and positioned out of workflow. Okay, let's remove it. Click edit it. Okay, something more before we go to really tricky stuff. We have, in every single transition, we have a last post function called fire an event. If we are firing an event, it allows us to, in the most common scenario, to send notifications to end users. And if you would like to customize notifications, you can update this generic event to something else. By default, Jira is using only two events in workflow transition. When we create a new workflow and we have create transition, the create transition uses issue created event, and all other transition are using generic event. If you would like to customize your messaging to users, you can customize events. How to do that? Click on reject. We can see go post functions, click event, and see from the list of the events which event is good for us. Nothing works really good, nice. So what to do with it? It's a little more advanced feature. Sorry for people who are not so advanced. Click system, then go to events, and let's say application, create new event, application rejected. Select an email template. I will put, for example, generic event. It can be customized a little deeper if you would like to read about it. Email templates is available at Atlassian documentation. Okay, I added new one application rejected event. And now in our workflow, refresh the screen, and we have application rejected event. If we have it, then we can go to project settings, go to notifications, and see this application rejected messaging. It's because of most of users are using generic events, so every single transition sends similar notifications. If you would like to customize notification by transition, you can use our own event or customize it. Customize existing events in workflows. So it's very useful if you would like to not to hassle user with a lot of notifications. 3 elements left for us today. First, one of the 3 is something called transitions, or just let's make it not transition, but step properties. If we have a status, we can update Jira behavior on some specific status, like in this one, rejected. Go to properties, and we would like to, for example, disable editing issue in this specific status. So we are adding property. This property is for this step only, for this status only in this workflow. So Jira.issue.editable and false means issue is not editable in this status. I will try to have it. Let's try it. Click publish, and we have it. Now it's edit button is here, but when we refresh the screen, edit button is gone because rejected status does not allow editing. The other one, but we have a comment screen here. We can also rejecting commenting from this status. In rejected, click view properties, and we have Jira permission comment denied. It can be also another permission and another, like let's say link group. This one means that create new link from this issue in this status will be available only to group Jira administrators. We can also deny commenting. So permission comment denied is also not possible here. I can see it here. Publish. Click no. And check the comment button. And comment is gone. I can still link because I'm in Jira administrator group, and it's restricted to Jira administrators only. So it's very useful if you would like to customize your workflows. In steps, other kind of customization in the workflow is properties, but not for status, not for step, but for every single transition. Let's add new transition. Click Add Status, Cancelled. Okay, allow a cancel from every single status. Okay, got it. Check it out. Okay, we should have cancel button here. It goes cancelled, but the button cancel, it's not call to action. Let's rename it and add some confirmation screen. So update this transition as edited. Click cancel, not cancelled, and add just an empty screen to make sure that someone did not make a mistake. And check it out. Or is cancel. Okay, what's up? Cancel, cancel, cancel. Which cancel is cancel and which cancel is not cancel? I know that this one is on this side is colored, and the background it's my knowledge, but it can be confusing to users. We can update it. What to do with it? We can update this transition, not status, but transition, with some extra features called transition properties. Go to transition, click properties, and in this case, the property is Jira internationalization or I-89 submit. And what to do? It will be admin common words OK, because I know that that key is for the language, for the translations, it's for OK word. Click, and depending on user language, it can be translated automatically to English, Spanish, or Italian, or whatever. And German, if you have different translations, it will be translated automatically if you would like to do. Click and save it. Now, if we click cancel, we'll refresh it, click cancel, this OK button. It has been renamed when we added this property with transition property. It's very useful if you have some bigger workflows and some specific requirements. And the last features for today is using something that is not standard. You have some bigger workflows and some specific requirements. And the last features for today is using something that is not standard. Okay, this property name, I will respond it later on. This is the something we don't have in standard. How to do automation without automation, or how to automate your workflow without any extra add-on purchased. So go for it. Now I would like to do some fast track from, let's say, applications automatically going to offer discussion if priority is highest, going directly to is a fast track. Okay, adding it. How to do the fast track? First one, add a condition. Add condition that we allow fast track only if priority is highest. Priority equal to highest. Okay, save it now and click the new fast track. Click on it, and we have a low priority, and now we have highest priority, and a fast track, but it's not been executed automatically. We would like to have it executed automatically. How to do that? Okay, it will be a little advanced, and most of you probably never seen it before. So what shall I do? First, export the workflow as XML, not as workflow, but as XML. Okay, opening my workflow. Oh, it's XML file. You have to read about it. It's easy to understand if you have some experience with Jira. But now we will go. What is it? Is the actions? We have some global actions, like a cancel is a global action. We have common action like reject that can be used across different transitions, different statuses. And we have some statuses, step application, screening, and so on. In applications, we can see two actions, action screening and action subject. Okay, I'm not showing XML window, sorry for that. Okay, can you see my screen now? Okay, thank you. Okay, we have this workflow. This workflow, starting from scratch, has everything from initial actions to global actions like a cancel. We have a common actions like a reject that are shared across different statuses, and we have some steps. And in steps of applications, we have two different actions, action screening, action fast track. What I will do is adding to the action fast track new element. Auto equals to true. What does it mean and how? Why I know it's there? Because it's Open Symphony feature, it's not Jira feature. It's automatically executing this action if we have this condition met. So let's auto equals to true in action, copy everything to clipboard and paste as new workflow. Okay, what I will do, go to workflows, click import a workflow, not workflow, back. Import from XML, recruitment with automation. Paste XML simply here. Okay, there is some disadvantage of this one workflow as with automation. It's here. Click edit because it's not well organized because we lost our stuff. It have to be rearranged when we would like. This is the fast track transition. There is the interview. There is the rejected, cancelled, screening, interviewing, accepted, and so on. It's not something that we want to go through it, but more or less we have from applications to the fast track screening. Okay, applications to screening and this fast track transition. Okay, we have it. We have fast track transition and auto we added by XML. Now I will activate this workflow by editing workflow scheme. With automation, click next and update it. Click publish. Okay, it's done. And now what will happen? It happens nothing because we already are there. This automation will work only if we executing one transition after another automatically in one action, yeah, in one act. So if we go to this now, okay, new auto transition. Remember the priority, highest, click create it, and automatically went to offer discussion with this auto transition. It's very nice. Please remember to use conditions if you would like to have it in place. It's most of the features I wanted to share with you. The remaining two are just connected to Jira Service Desk, because Jira Service Desk uses the same engine as regular Jira, but we have two different features. First one is showing transition on customer portal. Like a close can be shown on customer portal. Please note that this feature is only possible when we are using Jira Service Desk and the workflow is connected to existing Service Desk projects. So click and we can update resolution. It will be done. Automatically set resolution. What it will do, click here. It does not add this post function to add the resolution. But in properties, you can see Service Desk customer transition resolution and transition active true. So Jira Service Desk for this advanced feature also uses properties in background. As you can see, it's very easy if you understand what are the properties of transition and properties of steps. Now what we want to do, second feature for Jira Service Desk is approvals. So we add new status, like waiting for approval. Okay, click it. And now we arrange it to have it on create issue, go to approval. Okay, and when we click approve or reject, and we have it here. Now, when we click on this status, we can click add approval and we can configure the approval. So in this status, we have approval from one of the custom fields storing users like approvers, and we need all approvals regarding number of approvers here. And when approved, we click approve transition. When declined, we click rejected transition. And it's done. And here you can use this auto transition if, for example, budget is very small and you don't need like a purchase request and you don't need external approval for buying new keyboard or new mice for employee. Just approve it automatically, and you can do that with the auto transitioning without automation rules creating. So now we have approval. And if you go here, you also will see some transition step properties. It's also the same stuff I showed you before for step properties. So now is mostly all of the things I wanted to show you. At the end, I want to share some extra knowledge about some good practices, how to use Jira Workflow, how to develop them, and what are the good practices from our side. First of all, use a user-friendly names for transitions as well as for statuses. So don't use something like cancelled. Use cancel. It's more for call for action for transition. User will be able to understand what is it. Also, always remember that every single status and every single transition has some description, and they should be meaningful if you have unexperienced users, and it will help you user a lot if you have descriptions in place. If you're going to add some very advanced logic on single transition, consider using multiple transition instead of complex logic in one transition. Like if you would like to add some this or this or this or and 5 conditions and 10 validators and 10 post functions, consider using few transition instead of one, like a conditional transitioning. When not using simplified workflows, and simplified workflows are separately, please use transition screens. Even if they are empty and it's only comment screen, you can give user chance to change his mind. So if user click the button by mistake and there is no way to go back, or it's very hard to go back, add a transition screen to give user chance to go back and click cancel. You can limit resolutions to necessary ones. I will show you in a second. I forget about it. Not to put all the possible resolutions to users. And if you want to communicate with users, please consider validators instead of conditions. Not to hide button, but to show the meaningful explanations to users. So at the end, limit resolutions to necessary ones. It's very similar to, let me show my screen again. Okay. It's very similar to the other stuff we had, but if we go here, and I will add some transition screen. Now I will go to accepted. Okay, offer accepted. It's here. And here we add a screen, resolve issue screen. And now, okay, we have it. Click offer accepted. And now you can see multiple resolutions. You don't want to have it because it's too many. What you can do is very simple. Click cancel, and not this one. Let me find my workflow and my resolutions. Go to workflows, edit it, and go here. We found our transition. Go to properties, and we'll add predefined property called Jira field resolution include, and we'll include 2, done and won't do. Make it. So what are the IDs of the transitions? First one is 10,000. And the second one is 10,001. So we can put it 10,000, comma 10,001. Save it. Jira field resolution include. There's also exclude options if you would like to remove some of them, not add explicitly some of the transitions. And now go back, click offer accepted, and we expect to have only 2 resolutions here, and it's there. It's very useful if you are using such features not to show full list to users. And that's a very, very nice feature. And it's the last feature I wanted to show you today. Have a good day and keep safe and wash your hands. And wait for our next webinars. So thanks a lot and see you next time. Also, thank you.